Перед Халелем я сделаю небольшое вступление, не знаю, сколько минут, 10 минут, и потом будем петь действительно Халель. Okay, so today is the second day of Rosh Chodesh, and we are starting the month of Tammuz. So we will talk a little bit about Jewish months and Jewish year, how it works. I will use the calendar. So we have 12 months, like usually. Depends, you can start to count from Tishrei or from Nisan. Here it's from Tishrei because Rosh Hashanah, the start of the year is in Tishrei. So last time, first Tishrei was at 16 September. So Tishrei, Cheshvan, Kislev, Tevet, Shvat, Adar, Nisan, Iyar, Sivan. Now we in Sivan, Tammuz, Av, Elul. So in Tishrei we have Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot. Yes, we will also talk about this cycle and how it works. And after it, in Cheshvan, we don't have any festivals. Some explain that's why it's called Mar Cheshvan, because Mar means bitter. But it's not, it's beautiful explanation, but Mar Cheshvan, it's Marach, it's like Yareach, the moon, so it's Chodesh, the month, and Shvan is like Shmone. Shmone, it means 8. Ну, Роза, ну ты же должна быть с ребенком. Ну что такое? Okay, so the 8th month, it means that we counting from Nisan. So if we counting from Nisan, then Cheshvan is 8. And after Cheshvan we have Kislev. In Kislev we have Hanukkah. After Hanukkah, Kislev, we have Tevet. In Tevet we have fast 10 Tevet. After it, it's Shvat. In Shvat we have Tu B'Shvat, is about the fruits. And after it, Adar. Adar is about Purim. We have Purim on Adar. Sometimes we have 2 Adar. We will talk also a little bit about it. And then we have Nisan. Nisan is the month when we have Pesach, one of the biggest holidays. After Pesach we have Iyar. In Iyar we have Lag BaOmer, like small holiday, and also Yom HaZikaron, Yom HaAtzmaut. And in Sivan we have Shavuot. It's recent holiday that we have. And after Shavuot, after Sivan, now we're starting Tammuz. So we will have the fast of 17 Tammuz. And the next month after Tammuz, we will have month Av. In Av, we have another fast, Tisha B'Av, 9 at Av. And then we have again Elul. So it's kind of empty months before Tishrei, and then it starts all over. So we see that in Tishrei we have a lot of holidays because Sukkot is 7 days, for example. And on Nisan we also have big holiday Pesach, which is also 7 days. So we can see the concentration of holidays in autumn and in spring. And now we're in the summer, so the way we live today, summer is like a very happy time because people have vacation, they go on trip, and there is no school some period of time, so it's like considered a happy time. But that's interesting that in Jewish calendar, it doesn't work exactly like this. Maybe it's even work in the opposite way because we have a lot of fasts, and the main reason for the fasts is the destroying of the temple that we had in Jerusalem. So like the main fast is 9 Av, which is in the months after Tammuz, but also in Tammuz, and there is a fast 17 Tammuz. It's also the beginning of the destruction of Jerusalem. So this time is like a sad time between 17 Tammuz and 9 Av. So that's interesting how it works. And if we're talking about identity, so it's connected to the land of Israel. So the main thing, how people would gather resources in the land of Israel is by they work at the field, they plant trees, plant seeds, and then something, the fruits came up, and then we eat those fruits. So this is the peak moments, the happy moments of Jewish cycle is at spring, when we, like at Shavuot, the main theme is the harvest of grain, and this is the story of fruit. So Pesach and Shavuot is about harvest, and also at autumn we also have harvest of fruits, and this is what Sukkot is about. So this is like the peaks, and in between there's we need to not eat too much to get to the autumn, so we need to be more strict. Maybe that's why it works like this. And at the winter, it's relatively cold, not as cold as in Germany. In Israel, it's not that cold, but still, it's the time when there's not much happening in terms of written Torah, because both holidays that we have on winter, Purim and Hanukkah, is very late holidays. Hanukkah we don't have in Tanakh even, and Purim is from the book of Esther, which is the last book in Tanakh in terms of the time that it was written. So this is basically our calendar, and Rosh Chodesh is the start of the month. So sometime Rosh Chodesh is 1 day, and sometime is 2 days. It depends on the amount of days in the month. So in 1 month, Jewish month, we can have 29 days or 30 days. So it's 2 possibilities. And like the full month is 30, and 29 is like short month. So like now we have the end of Sivan and the starting of Tammuz. So since Sivan was 30 days, so the last day of previous month is the first day of Rosh Chodesh, and the first day of the new month is also Rosh Chodesh, so it's 2 days. And if it's 29 days, so the Rosh Chodesh is only 1 day and not 2 days, like it was, for example, Iyar. Iyar was 29 days, so first Sivan is only 1 day of Rosh Chodesh. So it works like this. And interesting thing that we have like automatic calendar. It's all written, it's all calculated. We can plan next year and the many years after, but it wasn't like it initially. Initially, it works in a little different manner. So how do we know when the month starts? We need to see the new moon. So the moon is, when it's full, it's a circle, but most of the time it's not full circle, it's like this or like this. So when it's growing, it should be from this side, as far as I remember. So if I'm looking, so in Russian, I was learning in Russian school, so if it's like this, it's Russian letter S, so we can remember it as стареет, so it's getting older. And if it's like this, so it's similar to R, so it's растет, it's growing. So I don't know how you remember it in Germany. Or
ja, ich überlege gerade, I'm just thinking about, es gibt, wie hat man früher geht, ist das A gewesen,
so,
also ist er abnehmend und wenn so ist zunehmend, wie das Z. Zunehmend, so hat man das.
And after it starts like this. So we have this symbol in Islam. How it looks? It should look like it's growing. It would be logical, right? so we can remember it like this.
Which one is the?
So this one is growing.
This one is growing.
So it goes.
Yeah.
So here it's full. No, the other way.
Yeah. Okay.
So from right to left. So it starts and then it looks like this.
Okay.
And then half, then full, and then it omits slowly. So Rosh Chodesh is here. So we need to see this very beginning, very small moon, and someone that sees it. So he sees it in private, but we need to announce it like officially, and it was made in Beit Din, in Jewish court. So people need to came to Beit Din. We need two witnesses. So they are telling Beit Din that we seen the small new moon, and then Beit Din needs to check if it's really if it's really was like this. So Beit Din also needs to understand astronomy, and then if the witnesses are right, so Beit Din deciding that the new month is started, and then Beit Din need to announce it publicly. So there was not internet, there was not phone, so it was slower process, and there was several techniques how they would announce it. So first, if I remember correctly, the system was about the fire. So you need to climb to the mountain to light a fire, and then the next mountain sees you and also lights. So people that live in on the normal ground in the cities, so they see the fire on the mountain. So maybe there was some specific you need to light in specific way to move it. So it was like the first system, but then it was a lot of machloket. How do I say machloket? It was the theme of this Rasha. Because some who decides the new month is Beit Din. So Beit Din is rabbinical court. Она хочет, наверное, на велосипед, да? Конечно, его нужно убрать. Его по ошибке открыли дверь. So rabbinical court. So not everyone agree with the rabbis, and there was a lot of groups. Some agree partially with the rabbis, some disagree completely. So it was like political struggle at that time. And for example, Zdukim. There was Zdukim, and they considered that we need to observe only the written Torah and the oral Torah, the tradition that we have. They didn't believe in it, and they were arguing about the time. For example, how do we know the time of Shavuot? We need to count 15 days from Omer. It's called Mimacharata Shabbat. So what means Mimacharata Shabbat? The next day after Shabbat. So last time we learned the term Shabbat. So Shabbat is the seventh day of week, the day of rest, but also it's the it's the day when we start working. So in wide meaning, we can call a holiday Shabbat. So when Torah is saying that you need to start counting Omer Mimocharata Shabbat, you could understand it in a different way. It could mean Shabbat, like the seventh day of the week, and also it could mean the holiday, for example, the holiday of Pesach, and also Pesach have 7 days. So which day it should be? It's hard to understand precisely what the Torah means. That's why we have tradition, the oral Torah. So the oral Torah says that Shabbat in this case means the first day of Pesach. So after the first day of Pesach, we bring in the first grain to the temple, and then we start counting. And on the 15th day, 50th, the day of 50, Pentecost, they call it in Latin. So then there is a holiday of Shavuot. So there was rabbis, and they form a political group that's called Prushim, and there was another political group that was interested to count on the other way, and not from the Pesach, but from Shabbat, like regular Shabbat, and therefore they were interested to move the date of the dates, the start of Pesach, and it's affecting the start of Shavuot. So they was also made their own fire at the mountain, and they misled people. So it was not a good system, and that's why they changed the system. And then the second system was shluchim. It means that Beit Din that announced and decided that the new month is starting, they would send someone, like on the horse, messenger, shaliach, that would tell the other cities that it's new month. So it was like certified messenger, I guess, with the license or something like this. And it's more reliable if we can see the person and that we can trust, and not just the fire on the mountain. So it was the next step. But at some point we lost our land, and we doesn't have power in our land. It was almost for 2,000 years. The destruction of Second Temple was at the year of 70, Common Era, so a little less than 2,000 years. So after it, there was not like official Jewish court that could affect all Jewish nation, because Jews was spread. Some go to Babylon, to Syria, to Iraq, Iran, and others go to Egypt, Spain, and all the way to Europe, France, Germany. So that's why we didn't have a Beit Din that announced it manually. So we have like this automatic scheme that works. So it works like this. So the first day of month is Rosh Chodesh, and it is a custom that we have also the reading of Torah in synagogue, and also we sing in Halel. So today we will sing some parts of Halel. So the main idea of Halel is to give gratitude and to thank God that we have new months, so the life continue. And in Judaism, the life is the biggest value that we have. The life is sacred. For example, if someone needs to do something that is forbidden to save life, usually it's okay, and we need to do it in order to save life. And we have some three things that is the exceptions. So the main rules that the life is the most sacred thing that we have. So it's even more sacred than the most of our laws. That's interesting. So it's like the celebration of life, new months, the new circle of life. So we will sing it at the page 517. It starts with not sing the whole thing. We'll sing maybe 3-4 parts of it. Может, тоже дать книжку? 517. So it's written here that on Rosh Chodesh we say only half of the Halel, unlike the other days. So it's a custom, it's not an obligation. So it starts. So I will start at 519 at the end. So how are we going to do it? So I think we will sing it twice. It's not like official in the synagogue. We could do it sitting, I think. Good question. So